Alright guys, out here on the river today and it's looking beautiful. I was out here yesterday, it's looking good as well, but look at the water, just perfect. Nice sunny day, good day to be fishing. And I went really light today. I went with one rod, usually I bring two, maybe three with me. I went with one rod today. Little spinning setup with a little 3/8 ounce bobber setup on it. I have a pocket full of baits, you know, just a few jigs, few worms, few beads. Right now I'm fishing a little jig. And so I'm just packing really light. This is probably the lightest I've packed for steelhead in a long time. You know, it's almost like summer steelhead. Just one rod and a couple different baits with you, and just gonna kind of move around, cover some water, and hopefully run into a fish. Yesterday I didn't see anything, but there's a guy that came down in a drift boat, and he said he hooked a really big one the other day, and that they've been getting a few in here. So gonna kind of just work through this section of water down here that we have, and hopefully we'll get one today. Didn't mention is I have a little bag here with a couple of coon shrimp in it. I didn't want to bring a big jar with me. Like I said, I'm going light, so it's just got a few coon shrimp in it. Grab the head, pop it off. I've showed you guys this before. Take my little jig, that's a sweet colored jig right there. Hook it on right through the meat of the tail. Look at that. That's a killer presentation. The coon shrimp and jig, or like one day, in one of my last videos I was showing you a coon shrimp with a yarny. But I just love that coon shrimp and jig combination. Is just a sweet combination. So as you can see, I did move down a little bit from where I just was. I've moved down below that log now. And these fish tend to run up right along this bank here. There's kind of some rock right up against the bank, and just a few feet out, it's about 4 feet or so. And these fish, they tend to run right up against this bank. So my plan was just to keep working down the river. That's where we started earlier, is up there. But there's actually quite a few guys down there, so I'm just going to kind of keep fishing this little section here. Okay, I switched it up a little bit, went to a bead, had a jig on for a while, so I switched to a bead. About to wrap it up here, fished for a few hours, and I was here, fished for a few hours yesterday here too, and nothing. Hopefully the wind, I'm going to have to turn. The wind is really blowing, it's hard to fish from the wind, and you guys probably can't hear me all that well, but it's just, there's just not any fish around, I guess. I don't know. I have talked to a few guys that have caught some fish this year, but it's just been really, really tough. Numbers are really low. They're not getting back that many fish, and it's just a bummer, you know. Might as well have went bass fishing today. But I'm just going to show you what I was using today. I started off with that jig you guys saw. I was tipping a jig with shrimp. Then I switched over, and I got basically, you know, your bobber set up, a little bead, bobber stop, little bead, little bobber, 3/8 ounce bobber weight. And earlier I had about a 2-foot leader, a 15-pound fluorocarbon to a jig. Now this is 12-pound fluorocarbon. That's about 2.5 feet or so, to a little bead. It's a little like cerise colored bead, really good color bead. That's probably, I don't even know, size 2 hook, maybe. That's a 14 millimeter bead. With the bigger bead, I like a little bit bigger hook. So like my 12 millimeters and under, I like a size 4. My 14s and my 16s, I go to a size 2, or maybe even a size 1. But yeah, that's kind of what I was doing, and I was kind of just letting the split shot drag. How I fish a bead, you know, it's a little different. I'm not bobber dogging it, you know, completely, because this weight is not actually hitting the bottom. But I have this split shot here, and I kind of let that split shot just drag along the bottom and kind of keep my bead down there. When you're bead fishing, you want those beads to be right there on the bottom, you know, just like a natural egg, you know, tumbling down the river right along the bottom. And those fish will see it, and, you know, sometimes you got to hit them in the head with it. You got to have this come down, hit them right in the face. And sometimes they're, you know, sometimes they're a little bit more aggressive and they move around and go get it. But today, I mean, if there was some in here, I should have hit him on the head. You know, there's some good spots where they would be holding, and if they were in there, I would have hit him on the head. And, you know, just kind of a bummer, but it happens, and you know, keep trying.